The amount of money that I spend on groceries now is absolutely insane. So the kids' questionnaire is, do you have any ideas for how we spend time together this fall? Henry, don't destroy the couch. I was like, I need to figure something out starting right now, because there's no way that I'm gonna be able to like run my business and educate my kids and survive. Woo, nice one.
Jocelyn DeHaas is one of millions of parents in the U.S. trying to solve what feels impossible right now.
Thanks, bud.
What the hell do you do about school in a pandemic?
Who's that?
Were there a lot of orders?
Add in the stress of trying to save their restaurant during COVID. They lost all their catering gigs for the year and had to lay off 90% of their staff.
Catering, gone. Party here, gone.
What are other things that happen at school that you would like to keep as a part of the things that we do in our time together?
So when she found out her kid's school would be remote again this fall, she took matters into her own hands, joining forces with 3 other families to form a learning pod.
Okay, so Spirit Weeks, plural.
Again, the goal is not to keep everybody distance from each other, but like shared spaces is gonna be important to what we're doing.
Yeah, because we can, because we're going to be
that's
with
the whole
each
point.
other.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It is pure survival. There's no way. Our families don't live here. Like, if our business fails, everything fails.
All across the nation, parents are very scared.
NYU sociology professor Dr. LaRue Lewis McCoy has been watching panicked families scramble for solutions.
There is a lot of confusion, and I've seen a lot of parents respond to that uncertainty by creating pandemic pods.
Facebook groups have popped up. Parents are taking turns teaching each other's kids. Families who are able to afford it are hiring tutors and specialists and renting spaces.
As different families are trying to figure out how to create stable environments, the ones who have the most money and the most resources aren't just creating a stable environment, they're supercharging their child's education. Some families aren't looking for a life raft, they're actually taking off in speedboats.
DeHaas's pod will cost her around $10,000 for the year, which she says is a stretch for her family. Some pods could cost as much as $40,000 per kid. Families who can't afford pods at all still have to solve the same problem. Tanel Green has 5 kids. They'll log into school from their home in public housing.
Second player won.
I didn't play, but I won. If I don't do it, no one else is going to do it for me. We don't have it where we can stay home and I can just tell my job, I'm not coming in, or I quit. There's no option for me.
It's a team effort, so if I don't know something, she knows something. If we don't know something, we go to Google.
Her husband has stepped in to supervise at-home learning, which means now he has to find a job that will let him work nights. Was it fun to talk to your teacher on the screen? Yeah? My son thought it was weird. He didn't like it at all. But your dad's a good helper, right?
If I take a job in the daytime, I gotta get a babysitter. So you gotta pay them $15 an hour. And that's what I make it, $15 an hour. So I just might as well watch my own kids.
There you go. It's a lot of times I go into my room and I cry, or I say, oh gosh, this is just too much. But I always say, I've been through worse. I don't have control over the world. I have control over myself. I have control over the way I teach my children, and I try to be honest with them. I tell them all the time things are unfair. We don't know what the future holds, and that's always scary.
We're now looking at possibly 12 months to 18 months of kids being outside of physical schools. The families who were just scraping to get by are going to do their best with online learning, but there's so much ground that can't be covered.
Community groups like the Oakland Reach say pods aren't creating a new problem. The pandemic is just exacerbating disparities in education that have been around for years and have often hit communities of color particularly hard.
So we don't look at pods as like, why are there pods? What about our families? No, people need to understand and trust that Black and brown communities can create our own solutions that serve our communities as well. People have created a solution based on their perspective and their experience. And as a parent, I have a lot of respect for that. We just need solutions and infrastructures, right, to just support our communities.
Experts like Dr. Louis McCoy say this is where the government is failing all families at the federal, state, and local levels. And the pressure is suddenly on already maxed out parents to address the now glaring issue of inequity in education.
I think every parent I've ever met who's cared about a child wants the best for their child. There are no perfect choices, but whatever choice you make, I would encourage you to think about the equity implications. Sometimes our self-interest can have collateral consequences. That sometimes the choice that we make to engage in going towards a thing can lock someone else out. The story of American segregation is full of people saying, I just want the best for my child.
What would you say to criticism that what you're setting up is kind of an elite resource?
In our pod, like, we are not the elite resource. Like, my husband and I are essential workers. Like, for us to like scramble to get this together is financially like super challenging. And I know that other people are like struggling with that. I feel bad that this is the situation that it is.